Hey, Darnell. Davis said that confidence is earned during a season. Just wondering, how much confidence have you guys felt like you've acquired over this stretch, and how much is it coming into play during these games?
Yeah, I think that's an awesome way of looking at it. I think, uh, the last stretch of games we've shown that we can win in different ways. And, whenever you're able to do that as a group, I think you believe no matter what situation you're in a game, you can find either your way back or find a way to close the door. So those are things that we've done, especially over this last stretch, and we need to continue to do. We have a huge 2 weeks coming up here, but I mean, all starts with tomorrow.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. We've watched this team for years, and there have been times, not now, but there's been times when it's been fragile, when just because you're leading, you didn't always know how to close. And if you got behind, it wasn't always, the confidence, I guess. Maybe just if you could talk to us about getting rid of the fragility and forging that, what you got going right now and how it happens.
Yeah, I think a big focus of ours was to stay even keel. I think that comes along with that confidence. I mean, you can be as confident as you want. There's going to be ups and downs and turmoil over the course of the season, but you have to stay even keel. I think that's been a part of our team that has grown a lot over the last few years is being able to, when you win, not get too high, and when you lose, not get too low. And that's, we started off the season not great, and we could have easily just buried ourselves and buried our head, but we stayed even keel and kept working. And when we've had some success over the last little stretch, now we can't get too high on ourselves. We need to come in and work each and every day, like we did today, and stay on the right side of this.
If I could ask you about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he's one of the few guys who's been here longer than you. Been through a lot, man. He was the first overall. They didn't win for a long time. He's gone from center to wing. He's found a spot there. He's a leader. Tell me something I know. What wouldn't we know about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' role in the Oilers?
Nuge, I think he's a perfect example of that kind of even keel, because like you say, he's been through so much, the ups and downs of 8 years, maybe 10 years he's been here. Not sure how long it's been, but somewhere in that range. So he's been through it all, and that's a guy that easily could show up when we lose a game and be like, hey, here it goes all over again. But he's not like that. He comes in every day, great mindset, great work ethic. I think, you look at him, he's in my opinion, he's one of the best, two-way players in the league. And it's fun to play with him. Every time you're out on the ice with him, he's one of those guys that's always going to make the right play. If there's a breakdown, you can always count on him to be there in the position to help you out. So, I think Ryan is, obviously as a leader, he's not the loudest guy, but I think he's the guy that just sets a great example each and every day for every guy on his team, and it's great to have him here.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Darnell, the team has played very well lately. You've played pretty well all season long, and the biggest change I've seen for you is consistency, shift in and shift out. But you're playing with the puck in all three zones. We're seeing you doing tight turns inside the blue line, holding on that extra second. Is that just experience? Is that all your work in the off season with Oates and his skills coach just working on hanging on to the puck more? Can you talk about the evolution of your puck skills the last few years?
I think it's a combination of everything. Getting a little more confident. I've put in a lot of time, a lot of work in the off seasons. It's funny, this off season I worked more on my skating than anything else, because I don't think I even saw Uzi because the pandemic. So it's just confidence coming in and studying the game. I think it put a lot of hours in watching the game and seeing where I could be better, and that was one of the areas I felt like I could take a big stride. Not just creating offense, but finding ways to get out of our own zone, and it's been good so far, and it's got to continue. But yeah, as you get older, everyone always says that the game slows down a little bit, and with that, as long as you keep the right mindset to keep working, I feel like there's even more I can tap into.
When you mention you work on your skating, you've always been a really good skater. So what specific things did you work on that you feel have enabled you to improve your game?
Yeah, I it's funny because I think the last 4 or 5 years I haven't really worked on my skating. I haven't done much power skating. Just worked on skills, and I worked with a lady by the name of Michelle Moore in Ontario, and worked a lot on our edges and stops and starts, and I felt like there was another gear that I could get to. There was another level of my skating that I could get to, especially in and out of corners. And I mean, as you settle down and put yourself in the right position to be able to, jump the pucks and close on guys, it all kind of comes together. So I felt like skating was something that I needed to get back to the core of, and those were areas I worked on.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Darnell, that goal that Connor scored on the 2-on-1, can you just sort of, put in perspective the combination of the speed of the hands, not having to look at the puck at all, and how difficult and unique it is to do it all at that speed?
I think that's what makes him so special, right? How many people in this league, in the world, can do that or have been able to do that? I don't know of many. So, obviously, I was watching. I was like, how do you even play that? Because that's just a guy making an unbelievable play. Not looking at the net, surveying his options. Obviously, he can make basically any pass, but then to be able to see him put a puck in a spot like that, I think it shows you how special of a player that he is. Because it's kind of moments like that you don't see very often, and I don't think you will see very often.
Rob Tuchkowski, Post Media.
Hey Darnell, this pairing with you and Tyson Barrie is working really, really well. I'm just wondering, how much of how both of you guys are going right now has to do with that chemistry, and how much was going to happen anyway, no matter what the pairings were?
Yeah, I think it's we've kind of found our groove. We're continuing to learn where each other are going to be on the ice. And I think with Tice, he's one of those guys that every time he gets the puck, it's just exciting to see, and his instincts kind of take over. And now we're kind of getting to a point where we can read off each other defensively too. So I mean, when you put both together, and having played together now for a little bit, I think not only are we starting to get comfortable, we're starting to get more confidence. So it's been good so far. 20 games in, though, we got a lot of work still to do, and looking forward to where we can go from here.
The notion of a team is that this is not a hot streak, that this is not a role, that this is really who you guys are. Is that something that still has to be proven, or are you guys already there mentally?
I mean, I don't think we need to prove it to ourselves in this room. I think we all believe in this room that this is the team that we are, this is the team that we can be, and that's all that really matters.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Darnell, when's the last time you would have played 33 minutes in a hockey game? You would play that much in the suit? It seemed like you looked like you conserved your energy very well.
Yeah, I think, there would probably be a 30. I think I played one in Winnipeg once, and obviously the day before I played 30 in Calgary. So, yeah, I played it a few times in the suit. It's comfortable. I mean, I didn't think it was overwhelming at all. I would say that's why I work out. So it's been good. And obviously in situations like that, you definitely have to conserve energy. You can't be running around everywhere. But if I can do that when called upon, that's something that I want to bring to the table.
And you got so comfortable playing with Ethan Bear to where you knew where he was going to be. So how much different a player is, say, Tyson from Ethan?
Yeah, they're both unique players. I mean, but they're both really good players, so fun to play with. I think it's just as games go on, weeks go on, you continue to get more and more comfortable with the guy you're playing with. For me on my right side, so that relationship is becoming like the comfort level is getting better and better. So as these games go on, as long as we continue to make a good impact, we just need to continue to build off of all the things that we've been doing so far.
Jack Michael, 630 Ched.
Darnell, inevitably there's comparisons drawn across the league about players. Is there a group or one or two players that you'd put in Connor McDavid's class? Because I would think you, as someone who's defended against him and played with him, would be uniquely qualified to answer that.
In his class, I think he's unique in the the speed he plays with. I'm not sure that I would put anyone in the same class. I mean, there's great players all around the league. I think he's a guy that kind of holds his own spot.
Thank you. If there are no more questions.
Sean.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Also, I was just going to ask Darnell a quick follow-up question. Is defending the likes of Connor and Leon in practice, does it in some ways, do you think, help improve the Oilers' defense?
Yeah, I think 100% improves our team defense. But I think a lot of that doesn't go with just practicing against each other. It comes in, they come in every day and work. And, we can come in and lollygag around and no one's getting better. But those are two guys that set a great example every time they get on the ice and they get out and work. And that's what makes, playing against them, even in practice, so hard. And that's what brings everyone's level of competition up, and that's how you get better.